Send your legs out. You may, if you want to fold them underneath you, also an option. I'm sitting up on a cushion. And I encourage you to just tune into your pelvis right now. You might even bring your hands to the pelvic bowl from back to front, all the way around, and just feel its dimensions and its shapes. You could trace the bones a little bit. Tuck your thumbs in around the waistline, and you can follow the bone structure. And your touch could be very soft and gentle. It could be more pointy or powerful. And bring your hands around to the back of the pelvis. You'll feel the base of your spine, your sacrum. You might kind of intuit a triangular shape where the point is down, facing down. And that is where the spine connects with your pelvis. In the back, you might feel some little points or bumps. And then you could tuck your hands down to your pubic bone right here where the two pelvic halves meet. Very, very narrow bridge, but there's a bridge there with a piece of cartilage in between. And then touch in with your legs, soothing and smoothing these areas with your awareness. Just a moment to check in and say hello. Let's draw our hands right to our bellies. And allow the warmth of the hands to welcome you. Allow the hands to invite in a deeper breath. Sometimes it's nice to have one hand in front and one hand behind. Breathing into the front, breathing into the sides, breathing into the back. Noticing how the breath moves your body. How your body moves your breath. And then transition to hands right around the waist, right under the ribs and right on top of the pelvic bones. So the shape is so different for each and every one of us, but just a little press in and see if that invites more ease or if that's too intense. You know, if it doesn't feel good, you don't press in, but if it does feel good, you could just follow that for a moment or two. Notice how your ribs move. You might draw your hands now to your ribs and feel into their movement with the breath. Noticing where the two halves of the rib basket meet. Right here in the middle can be an intensive spot if you've had stomach issues. But right here, the base of the sternum, lots of nerves inside the body here. Underneath the ribs is where the diaphragm attaches, so lots of attachment sites. And welcome in this place and space. Sometimes it can be a scary spot to touch. So if it feels a little unnerving, just soften your touch, slow your touch. Focus in on the breath and how things are moving and shifting and changing all the time. And draw your hands to the center of your heart. Notice what's here energetically and physically. We've got the heart nestled around the lungs, which are beneath those ribs that we just touched in on a little bit. Just rock your own heart a bit and welcome your vulnerable sides into your practice. Taking the time to slow down and feel, be a little more gentle with ourselves today. We'll see where this takes us. And while we're at the heart space, maybe there's an intention from your heart that you want to form for your practice. And maybe for starting the week. A little squeeze, massage around the shoulders and around the neck. Softening and welcoming in tension. Noticing how the throat is connected around to the jaw and the ears and any other places that you're like, wow, oh my gosh, my tongue and my throat, I can feel that connection today. My skin of my face and my throat, I can feel that. Making your way to your face and just some gentle massage here. Up into the cheekbones and forehead, up into the scalp, the skull. Touching the crown of the head lightly. And then bringing one hand back to the base of your spine, your pelvis, and feeling into this long line of you. So much going on inside. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you into a narrow V and circle out the ankles and bring your hands to your knees and just warm up the ankles, the breath. Some touch on the legs to ease out any obvious immediate tension. And then we'll make our way to lying onto our backs and stretch out long. Reach your arms overhead and celebrate the fullness of yourself. Any way it's showing up today. Breathe in, breathe out. And walk each heel out and each fingertip out and away from center. So you're opening up the space in the middle, especially around the waistline, maybe around the belly button. And then point your toes and same thing, kind of reach out through the fronts of the ankles, still reaching out through each fingertip, sort of walking it out one side and then the other. And then let's bring the legs together and walk the legs on over to the left and the arms overhead also reaching to the left. So spreading out through the right side body. Left hand could come to right wrist for a little extra tug. And turn your right toes to the left and your left heel can land on the outer side of your right foot, if that feels good for you. And just breathe into this whole right side. Welcoming more of yourself, places that have gotten forgotten or stuck or just sluggish, places that have been moving too fast for you to even notice or care for. Slow it down, find a pace where everything is included. Breathe into that work. It's a work in progress. Take another breath, stretch through the right side, inhale. And release back through center. Bring the feet to the ground and just gentle windshield wiper your legs side to side. Letting the head float easily. This late summer is a beautiful time to slow down actually and have something a bit more restorative. So good timing on this. Legs stretch out and then walk together over to the right. And the arms reach overhead and also walk to the right. And the right hand takes the left wrist and tugs. And you breathe. Left toes rather turn to the right and right heel could come to that outside of the left foot if that feels good and safe and interesting for your body. What we're looking for is connection through the left side, all the way through. See how much of yourself you can notice and honor today. If there's anything to shift or change that is within the realm of your control and is something you desire, go for it. Also, be with what is. The hard stuff, the easy stuff. Just go with that flow. Take another breath. Side, body, whole left side. And release and come back to center, feet to the ground again. Windshield wiper your legs side to side. Hello. And we'll take the left foot to the ground and the right ankle crosses over the left thigh. And right hand presses the right knee away. Maybe a little quick rub to the belly. You could stay right here or you can draw your left knee in towards your chest, bringing your hands to the back of that left thigh. Right knee gets pressed away with the right elbow. Go ahead, circle out your ankles, circle in both directions. Finding some breath into your body. Lengthen the left heel up to the sky if it feels good. Opening the back of that left leg. You might continue the circle of the ankle or ankles. Feel into the length of your spine, an ease through your jaw and your mouth, the skin on your face. Take one more breath here, drawing that left knee toward you and your right knee away. And bend your left knee and keep this shape as you twist over the right foot coming to the left. The ankle's still kind of connected to that right thigh, to that left thigh rather. And again, your left hand presses your right knee away and your right arm opens and then reaches somewhere between open to the side and up above. Find the angle that feels like, oh, I'm making some connection here. Squeeze your belly in on an exhale. Take another breath. And let's come back through center and rock it out side to side. This time the knees squeezing into the chest. And we'll take a quick happy baby in the middle, taking the soles of the feet or creases of the knees. Knees drop down to either side of the torso and continue your rock side to side. Finding any variation of this that feels right in your body. Welcoming in that breath, releasing the jaw. And we'll find our way to the right foot down on the ground, left ankle crossing over the right thigh. Left hand presses the left knee away. And if it feels good in your body, hug the right knee in toward your chest. Left elbow presses left knee out of the way, out and away. And your right heel rises to the sky, circling out your ankles once again in both directions. Right knee hugs in, left knee moves away. Just have fun with your body. Play. That's a nice way to sort of let off some steam. Breathe and sound also. Lengthen out through the spine. One last breath like this, right knee hug again, left knee pressing away. And then bend the right knee once again and we'll twist over. The left foot stays, the ankle stays over, attached to that right thigh. And left foot lands on the ground. Right hand presses left knee away. Left arm opens out like a wing somewhere between right out to the side and overhead. So find the angle of pull, might be different on this side. That feels connective from your fingertips to that left knee or somewhere in between. You might feel it elsewhere. Low back, shoulder blade, rib cage. Just see where your connections are. Couple last breaths. Squeeze that belly in on exhale to invite it into the story of this practice. And we'll swing back through center, hugging knees in, rocking side to side, transferring to a happy baby as you keep rocking side to side, taking knees or feet or somewhere in between. Let the head go with this rock. And then hug your knees into your chest. If it feels good to rock and roll up and down the spine, go for it. If it doesn't, meet us in tabletop. Otherwise, take a few of these to kind of get your energy rolling, get the spine warmed up. You can move slowly with it. Take a round or two more, and then we'll come to all fours. And let's just take a moment to stretch out each leg, coming on the ball of each foot. Taking your time to spread the toes, open through the heel, the sole of the foot, the calf, and the back of the knee. And we'll meet in tabletop once again and come into our cats and cows. So on exhale, tuck the chin down, squeeze the belly in, round the back, full exhale. And when you're ready to find that inhale, open it up, lift the chin, lift the eyes, lift the tail, maybe a little wiggle waggle to the tail or the shoulders or the head. And you move between these two places your own way, your own timing. really taking the time today to honor your body and where it's at, what you need. If it's very different or even a little different from what I'm saying, please follow your body's internal wisdom and voices and understanding. Let's move it into just kind of a little free-form flow rather than just cat and cow, if you like that, or continue with the cat and cow. But I want to invite in a little bit of head movement and shoulder, rib. Coming back to center, just pausing in the neutral. Lengthening that right leg out like we did a moment ago, this time pausing and reaching the right heel back. Shoulders actively pressed down away from ears. Spread each toe. Open the sole of the foot and the back of the knee. Take a little bounce if it feels good in your body. Stillness might feel better today. Let your breath flow well. And then go ahead, float that right leg up into space. And if it feels nice, lengthen your left arm forward. Circle out wrist and ankle. Easing into our joints today. Take a breath, reach through the arm and leg, reach, 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 reach out beyond yourself, open up. And then left hand comes down. The right leg could stay high or land on the ground, your choice. Right arm opens up to the sky, spread through the right leg, and lean back, open the heart, open the chest. Let the head fall back gently if it feels good. Coming into a wide, big circle with that right arm. Let that feel delicious. Your right leg might still be floating up in space. So really find the level of challenge that feels good for you. And if it feels nice, you can bend your right knee and reach back for your right foot or ankle with your right hand. Opening up if your leg is still in space. Taking a breath. And let's release and come on back to all fours and move it around your way. You might circle each wrist a little bit, move it through the head and the hips and the shoulders, the ribs. Kind of that snake in the grass motion that feels so delicious and can always be refined. And then come to stillness in the middle. Take a breath. Lengthen the left leg back behind, spread the toes and reach the left heel back. And you could stay here in stillness or come into a little bounce in your own timing. Honoring the left side, foot, back of knee, back of calf, that Achilles tendon, the sole of the foot. See what's there for you. Find each toe. Be sure you can even feel that pinky toe while you're in this bounce. And then go ahead, if it feels good, float the left leg up into space and reach the right arm forward in opposition. We'll just stay with the reach and the lengthening out through the bones, through the sleeves of the bones, which are the tendons and the muscles. All the blood flowing through. One last breath here. Left foot down, right hand down, left arm flows up to the sky. If you want to float the left leg into space and keep it there, always an option. Lean back, open the heart. Find your way into a big circle with that left arm. Take some coordination if your left leg is up in space. So that's a really nice challenge if you choose to take it. So see what's here in your body today. Spread through the left side any way you know how, can feel into. And if it feels good, bend the left knee, reach back for the left foot, ankle. Spread wide open through that left thigh. Choose your gaze. Find your breath. Open the heart. And we return to all fours. And a nice, easy child pose, feet together, knees wide. See about this as a way to drop the forehead down to the ground. Slow down. Let your cares and worries be with. and then let them go if it's possible. Wriggle the fingers a little bit. We're going to get ready for our down dog. So check in with your wrists and your palms and your fingers, and maybe bring the backs of the wrists together. Wiggle those fingers. That can be a beautiful preparation for down dog. We're going to wiggle our way forward first to a Sphinx pose. So come belly down, forearms down, shoulder width apart, and lift the chest up as the elbows and forearms press down. Lengthen through the legs. Beautiful work for the belly here. This is really nice. Aids in digestion. So just breathe into the belly and out of the belly. Shoulders drop. Heart is majestic. Turn your palms up to the sky in reception mode. Receive that which you are wishing for right now. Through your mind's eye, through your imagination, through your longing. Take a breath. And we'll clasp the fingers and find our way into a forearm plank. So curl the toes under and lift on up into a plank, but you're on your forearms. Heels draw back, crown of head lengthens forward. Belly is lifting up, up, up to support this pose, as are the thighs. And then we'll walk the feet in a few steps into a forearm dog, into dolphin. Beautiful preparation with the shoulders here. So just press the forearms and elbows forward and draw the head and chest and belly back. Lift the sitting bones. You can bend one knee and then the other here. Could feel delicious. Landing into a bit of stillness, both thighs pulling back, sitting bones rising, forearms pressing into the earth. Come on forward once again to the forearm plank, and we'll lower back down to the belly. And this time we reach the arms back into a Shalabhasana. So go ahead and reach the arms back, clasp the hands, lift the thighs, lift the legs, shoulders draw down away from ears. Breathe into the belly. If it's not easy to clasp, you can skip it. One more breath. Hands plant. Find your way up to a plank pose. Inhale. And then draw back, downward facing dog. Exhale. Launch your right leg up to the sky and circle out that right ankle. Take your time with this. Stack your right hip over your left and bend your right knee and roll open if that feels good in your body. And circle out the right knee once again if it feels good for you. Hello, hips. Launch your right leg way up. Pull back through each heel. Press forward through each palm. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze in rounded knee to nose. And we'll step the right foot forward. Sink down onto the left knee and turn the right toes out. And check for gum under the sole of the right foot, coming onto the knife edge of that right foot. And then come on down onto your forearms and just ease into the hips. You might even roll a little bit onto the side of that left hip, left thigh. Breathing into spaces and places that you haven't felt maybe in a while. Pausing, slowing down. Take another breath here. Come up so your left hand is on the ground and your right hand invites that right knee open and also invites you into a little twist. So spin your heart up to the right. Reach the right arm up and rise your left hand as you're pressing down. Rise up and out of it. Right knee still opening out to the right side. Take a breath here. Shoulders draw away from ears. Last breath. Hands plant, turn toes forward and curl the back toes under so you're up off the back knee. Reach the arms back in the airplane pose. Maybe a clasp. Take a simple breath in. And then let's release, step back, high plank, pausing there. You can always come down onto your knees. Take a breath or two. And then let's meet, knees down, chest down, chin down, little wiggle worm for the spine. Belly flows down to the ground, Sphinx pose, forearms to the ground. Shoulders drop, chest lifts. Turn your palms up to the sky now, receptive mode.
Elbows drawing back, chest lifting forward and up, legs engaged. Clasp the fingers, forearm plank, lifting the knees off the ground, heels draw back, crown of head draws forward. Take a breath, inhale. And then walk your feet in on exhale, coming into forearm dog, bending one knee and then the other, just easing out. Forearms press forward, chest draws back. Let's meet back in the forearm plank, inhale. And then gently lower back down to the belly for Shalabhasana. Arms reach back, maybe they clasp, thighs lift, legs lift, shoulders draw down the back, collarbones open. One more breath here. Feet come down, this time hands come down. Rise a little higher into your back bend, shoulders drop, chest lifts. Inhale. Exhale, let's press it on back, downward facing dog. Left leg flows high to the sky. If it feels right, stack left hip over right, bend knee, roll open, and take a nice circle out with your left knee. Turning the hips is also a nice way to sort of support digestion and kind of get any of the sluggishness out. Launch your left leg high to the sky, square out the hips, pull back through each heel, press forward through each palm, inhale. Exhale, round and squeeze in, knee to nose, step left foot forward, sink down on right knee, turn your left toes out and check for gum under the sole of the left foot, coming on the knife edge of that left foot, bowing in with your forearms, and just swing this out in your own rhythm, in your own way, your own dance. This is for your hips. And if coming down on forearms doesn't work for you, you could use blocks or stay a little higher. We're gonna come up a little higher in a moment. Breathe in and out. Right hand comes to the mat and left hand comes to that left knee and spin yourself toward the left. Shoulders drop, heart rises majestically. Beautiful twist spin here. So listen to your body's wisdom. Everyone's unique and different. Take another breath. If you want, you can rise that left arm up and open. And then turn your left toes forward, curl your back toes under, lift your left knee off the ground. Arms reach back, airplane or clasped. Take a breath, inhale, exhale. Let's step the right foot forward to meet the left. Reach out long to the flat back and fold bow. Head bows heavy, arms rise up. And you could use a strap between your hands. You could also release your hands to the ground or by your legs. See if and what and when feels right for you. Slowing things down today. Honoring that late summer. We kind of want to revel in the last rays of the sun, in their height and their strength. Release your hands and take them to your head or hair and tug, pull, massage, let go, breathe. Bend your knees a little or a lot. Take your hands to your temples and massage the temples and the forehead and the bridge of the nose, the jaw. Stick out the tongue if you can. And shake out the head if you can. Big breath in and out. Bend your knees and roll your way slowly, slowly, slowly up to standing, circling out your shoulders and your spine. Have a little dance. Flow the arms up high to the sky. Big breath in. And we're just gonna kind of swipe it all away with a breath of life. Let it go. Inhale, rise back up again. And exhale the hands to the heart. Shift your weight off to your right foot for tree pose. So to find the left foot somewhere along the inseam of the left leg. So it could be way down low or it might be up, right up towards your groin. Foot presses into leg, leg presses into foot. Find your breath. Honor it. Let your arms expand. Celebrate this moment. Let your tree sway with the wind. Take another breath. And let's release back to center and draw the hands to the heart and just slow it down again. Coming back to your body's calm flow. Imagine an ocean in front of you, and right now you're in calm waters, you're visualizing calm waters. And let's shift to tree pose second side. You know, the ripples of the water start to arise as we come into a balance pose. So foot into leg, leg into foot. Let that energy shift happen. Notice it, let it percolate through your body. Expand the arms. As we grow into the shape, we can use the energy to expand and open and explore. Take another breath, feel the fullness of the pose, maybe a little sway in the breeze here with the arms until you fall. Ooh. This time, hands to the back of the heart. Palms can touch if possible. Shoulders drop, chest lifts. Slowing down, returning. Inhale the arms high. This time we flow, fold forward and down, let it go. Reach out, lift and lengthen, flat back, lengthen. Step or jump it to your plank pose. And if it feels good, come down, knees, chest or chin, or this time lower chaturanga, just hovering. Inhale to your version, any of the back bends that we've tried so far, heart lifts, thighs or belly on the ground, inhale. And exhale, draw your way back, downward facing dog. Right leg flows up to the sky, big breath in. And let's step forward to warrior one. Right foot steps, left foot spins flat, rise your way up, sink into the earth with those legs. Really feel the sumptuousness of that sinking in. Right hand takes left wrist and gives a tug, get longer through the left side, inhale. Hands clasp behind you and we fold and bow, tucking our head down in the sand. The imaginary sand, that is. The arms rise. The shoulders get a rinse and those hips get some love just with the weight of the torso. So feel that. Take a breath. And then rise back up. Stay at that depth. Inhale. Swing open wide. Warrior two. Exhale. Let's flow a little bit. Inhale. Reverse the warrior. Straighten the right leg. And exhale. Return to warrior two. Imagine you're swimming in water. Inhale. Reverse. Exhale. Warrior two. Open the side body and really work the bend and straighten for the joints of the hips and the legs. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, reverse. Staying anchored with that left leg. Bend the right knee. Right elbow lands for side angle lunge. Left arm reaches over the ear. Big, long side body stretch. If you want to deepen in a little bit, the right arm can come off of the thigh, paralleling the arms. A little extra core work there. So stay with it. If you want to fly into a half moon, it's there for you. Meet us back in warrior two. We'll take 3 more breaths here. You might wrap your top arm around your back. 2 more breaths. Let your head sort of circle a little bit. 1 more breath. Hands come down. Back knee comes down. Right toes turn out. Come on the knife edge of that foot. Left hand stays down and right hand comes to right leg to open you up, spinning your heart up to the right. 1 more breath, inhale. If you want, bend your left knee and reach back for your left foot, deepening into the stretch for the quad. Last breath like this. Unwind. This time, if you like, standing split, left leg flowing to the sky, head bowing heavy, just touching into it, big breath. Step back strong, high plank. Chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale your version of back bend. Inhale it. And then flow it on back, downward facing dog. Breath in. A good sigh out. Left leg flows up to the sky. Bend that knee and roll your hip open. Enjoy. Let's step the left foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale. Right foot spins flat. Come on up. Left hand takes right wrist for an extra tug. A little side bend. Spreading through the back foot. Back leg. Breath in. And then hands clasped behind us. And we bury our head in the proverbial sand. Take your time, bowing your head, reaching your arms up in that clasp if possible. Can you shake out your worries right out your head? Inhale, exhale. Shoulders reach up, arms reach up, maybe forward a little bit. Last breath. Rise, 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 warrior one, inhale. Exhale, swing wide, warrior two. Let's flow. Straighten your left leg, reverse your warrior. Big breath in. Exhale, land at warrior two. Inhale, reverse, straighten. Exhale, warrior two. Couple more. Reversing. Warrior two. Last one, reverse it. And we'll land it in the side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Right arm reaches over right ear. Spread long here. And again, option to reach your left arm forward for a little extra core work. And also option to fly into a half moon, stepping your left hand forward a pinky toe and karate kicking that right leg up into space. Half bind if you're staying in the warrior two. We'll breathe it for 3, wherever you are. 2. One more breath. Inhale, feel the fullness of this moment. Let's unfurl and bring the right knee down to the mat and walk your left toes out to the left, coming on the knife edge of that foot. Right hand stays down, left hand comes to left knee. Just breathe into the twist. Enjoy. Again, if you want to float your arm up to the sky for a little expression. One more breath wherever you are. If you want, you can bend your back leg and reach back for your back foot or ankle. 2 more breaths in this shape. Unfurling in your own timing. Option for a standing split. Left leg flowing, right leg rather flowing up to the sky. Shake out your head. One last breath, inhale. Exhale, step back strong, high plank. Find your way through vinyasa your way. Be creative. Let yourself enjoy the movement. Downward facing dog. Right leg flows to the sky. Inhale, we'll step. Pigeon pose, right foot steps to left wrist. Dip your hips down deep. We did this at the beginning. You can always return to that variation on your back. Catch your breath if you're out of breath. Slow down any turbulent waves. Center the left kneecap and the foot, all 5 toes of the back leg on the ground. Take a moment to touch your front foot and thigh and calf. And when you're ready, fold in, bow in, let yourself land. You might land on a prop that is so well invited to support yourself in a more restorative practice, slightly more restorative practice that we're having. And also invitation to walk your left hand over to the right for a little extra left side body stretch as that right hip breathes its way into awareness. Slowing your breath. Taking your time. Letting go at your will. One more breath. Let's rise, 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 and we'll keep the right knee bent. We'll reach the left leg forward of us. So it might not be straight ahead, it might be off to a slight angle. And you can take your left hand back behind you and let that invite you to rise majestically through your spine. Grounding through the pelvis, rising through the crown of the head. Right hand comes to outer left leg and just take a gentle twist in this length. And then we'll slide the right hand down the left leg and you'll come into, as far as you wish and can, into this forward fold, Janu Shirsasana. It's knee kissing pose. So maybe you can either blow a kiss to your knee and or maybe you can, eventually find your face right down on that extended left leg. So you find your edge, breathe into the length of your body. Two more breaths. And we'll rise. We'll take a little counter twist. So left hand comes to outer right knee and twist to the right. Breathing into the shape. Churning through the torsos, through the belly, through the ribs, through each rib, through the eyes, turning to the right, and then maybe just kind of playing with your gaze and your neck and head. One more breath to feel the fullness of the pose for you, however that feels and looks. And then we'll unfurl and walk the knees in together and just curl up into a little ball, bowing your head down towards your knees, rounding the back. Crossing the ankles and finding your way back to down dog. We're going to take second side. So left leg rising up to the sky, bend your left knee, roll open if you like, and step your left foot to your right wrist, sinking down through your hips, lifting through your heart, taking a moment to settle in, right knee to the ground, all 5 toes of the right foot. Right hand comes, hands rather come somewhere along that left leg, just for a little massage, touch, information. Folding in as you are ready, taking it slow. Again, if you wanted to walk your right hands over to the left, if that felt delicious and interesting for you, please do that. Opening up. Big breaths in and out. Feeling your belly in your breath. 2 more breaths. Gently releasing, rise, rise, rise. Left knee stays bent. This time the right leg swings forward. And just take a moment here, setting yourself up. Left hand comes to outer right leg. Spine is long and twist. Shoulders drop. Go easy. Spin, spin, spin. When you're ready, slide the left hand down the leg and come into a forward fold. Wonderful, wonderful work for the flank, the outer hip. This is just a beautiful forward fold that also involves the hips in a different kind of way than an average forward fold. Take some breaths. Blow a kiss to your knee. Two more breaths. You might stay longer, or if you're ready to rise up, come on up and take a counter twist. Right hand comes to outer left knee and spin. Ah. Let out a sigh or sound through the mouth. And we'll go ahead and face the side of your mat and let your legs open out to the sides into an angle pose. If you want, you can place blocks under the knees if your hamstrings are really tight, always an option. Take your hands near your knees just to give them some love and some support as you rise up through the spine. Allow your shoulders to drape, your heart to be authentic in its breath, in its tension. Know that it will change or shift, just like the waves do, just like the wind does. Hands come forward and you walk forward slowly, like you're sauntering. And there's nowhere you need to get to. More hip work, more groin work. So take your time, find your landing, maybe back off or dive in even further. You might find your supports that feel like, oh my goodness, this is what makes this pose. Few breaths here. Legs are alive. Breathe into the back of your body. Release your jaw. 2 more breaths. And you rise in your way, in your timing. Hands come to knees to draw them in. Let's find our way to our backs. Have a block handy if you've got one. We're going to come into a restorative bridge today. Before we do that, feet to the ground and just some cats and cows through your spine. Notice how your hips are feeling right now. Walk your feet in so they're closer to your hips. You could tickle your heels with your fingertips. Press through your feet and place the block just on the nice low end. We're in a little bit of a more restorative practice today. And see what happens there. Do you tense up? Do you want more? Is this just the Goldilocks place for you? We're all different, so honor what's there. You know, if movement helps or settling in, slowing down helps. If squeezing a block between your inner thighs is supportive, that could be very interesting. But just let this be a kind of a bit of a pelvic reset. So the 2 halves of the pelvis that we talked about, they can sort of find their way here, communicate and find balance. Let your belly go. Let your heart melt into the earth if possible. Same with the back of the head. Walk your right leg out straight, if it feels okay for you. This is a really nice stretch for the top of the thigh. You might feel that. You might rub your hand around that front of the thigh into your belly. You can point your toe or flex toes or flex your feet, flex your foot rather. Take another breath. Walk that right foot back in and stretch out the left, straighten out the left. You're still on the block. A wonderful front of the hip stretch. Again, the hand might offer some nurturing, healing touch. And options, you can walk both legs out. You can come into a full bridge or even a full wheel. So now's your moment to just explore and check it out. Preserve your low back, care for your low back wherever you are. Last 2 breaths. Feet on the ground. Press through your feet, lift through your hips, remove the block, and hug your knees into your chest and just easy, gentle rock side to side. Let your head go with that. Right knee hugs in, and once again, left leg extends, but this time you twist. Right knee comes across the body. And if it feels important or easeful, take a support under your right inner thigh, inner knee. Open your right arm out in opposition. Be a little extra cushy today. We're taking it slower. Wring out your body just for another breath. Engage the action of the belly in that, if you can. And then come on out and just rock it out a little bit, and we'll switch sides. The left knee stays hugged in and the right leg extends out. The left knee crosses across the midline and the left arm opens out like a wing, and you take this twist and just enjoy settling into the moment. Feeling any waves of intensity that come up. The slower we go, the more subtle that information is. And that is a wonderful practice in kind of restoring our vitality in our nervous systems, to come up against just a small challenge in our bodies or in our minds, in our life, and being able to ride the wave through, feeling the challenge. One more breath. Unwinding from this and finding your way in your timing to your Shavasana, your resting position. So I recommend something under the knees and perhaps something over the eyes. Maybe something over the whole body if you want a little extra protection. A scan through the body. And as you scan, let the body part connect with the earth some way, either with touch or just energetically, the toes, sole of the foot and heel, top of the foot, the leg, the lower leg, the shaft of that leg, the front, sides, and back, the knee, front, sides, and back. Each leg, each upper leg, the thigh, the hamstring, the inner and outer leg and hips into the low back. Settling into the earth, filling yourself with golden healing light. Drawing your awareness to your belly. Breathing in and out. Settling your guts, your organs into the earth. Placing something over your belly, by the way, can feel amazing, like a little pillow. Letting the energy flow into the rib cage and heart and the lungs. Coming into awareness again around the diaphragm and the place where the rib cage meets itself. Honoring your spine and it's settling in. Collarbones, the notch between your collarbones, the throat, back of the head, face, mouth, cavity of the mouth and the nose and the ears and the eyes. Crown of head.
Dipping into the forehead, third eye. Rest. Take a breath into your whole being. And let out a sigh if it feels good. Give a little wiggle to your fingers and toes and let your head roll easy side to side. And roll onto your side and curl up and hug in. And drop your forehead down to the ground. Invite in healing and vitality from the earth. And release that which does not belong to you, illness, that which does not serve you, imbalances, things you're ready to let go of, images, words, sounds, sights. Rise to see them. And bring your hands to your heart and just touch in there once again. Honoring all of you, however you show up. Knowing that you are a beautiful being of light. And just by being, you are serving the world. Bow your head down to the heart. And let your thumbs come between your brows to your third eye center and let that lift you up. And let that invite connection into all sentient beings, including one another here on this practice. Honoring one another. Namaste.